He's kind of a know-it-all when it comes to the auto industry. That's kind of why he has his own show. This is The Auto Show with Kevin Tozer, sponsored by Mazda of Stony Creek on 900 CHML.
My life is a stereo. How loud does it go? What songs do I know? Whatever happened to my plans? Whatever happened to life I thought I'd have?
Welcome to another episode of The Auto Show on 900 CHML. And in the studio with me this week is Hussein Tatanchian, as always. Hussein, welcome.
Hi, Kevin. How are you?
I'm doing well. And this week on the show, we have a couple of gentlemen from Visions Electronics, so a very fitting intro there about my life as a stereo.
That's a great song, huh?
Good choice, Jerry. So I have Benjamin Del Grosso from Visions Electronics and Troy Blakendale. Did I pronounce those right?
Blakendale.
Okay.
Pretty close.
Perfect.
Not as bad as Tatanchian.
Not as bad as Tatanchian. It took a couple weeks to get that one. So you gentlemen are from Visions Electronics. So Benjamin, what do you do at Visions Electronics? What's your title there?
I'm the regional car install manager for
Okay.
Ontario. I look over all the car installation bays and the car audio departments in Ontario.
Great. And Troy, you are a regional store manager or assistant manager, was it?
Assistant manager of Kitchener, Ontario.
Okay, so the Kitchener store.
Yeah.
And so just for our listeners, coming up in the next segment, we're going to have actually a free giveaway for, so what is it you guys are giving away today on the show? It's a $600 value, and it's, what is it? Why don't you tell our listeners?
Yeah, set of Hertz Audio Melee Pro component set for any car, 6.5 inch, $600 set of speakers that we're looking to give away.
Wow, that's awesome. So coming up in the next segment, we're going to have a question, and it'll be the fifth caller through, and we're going to give those $600 speaker system away to some of our listeners. So thanks for bringing that in today, guys. That's fantastic. So let's talk a little bit about car audio, what you guys do, who you are, a little bit of history about the company. Let's start with that. Bit of history on the company. Benjamin, I know, before we went in the break, you were kind of giving me a little bit of a history on Visions Electronics. So who are you guys? When did you start?
Well, we started in 1981 in Calgary by Rick Stewart. Actually started the company with Visions Electronics. Based out of Calgary, we have 39 stores across Canada. We cover 5 provinces, all the way from BC to Ontario.
Yeah.
Right now in Ontario, we have 7 stores, soon to be opening 10 by the end of the year.
Yeah.
Privately owned. And yeah, pretty much we're growing.
Okay. Very cool. So with car audio stuff, it's not just speakers, it's not just stereo equipment. You guys also do full, basically, interface systems, if you will. So you're big on Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, backups, sensors, blind spot detection, dash cams, any of the stuff that you have in a car now that you can get if your car's not equipped with it. You guys can equip a car with that. Is that how that works?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, just staying with it, with the times. Newer cars are coming out with Apple CarPlay, Android Auto.
Yep.
We are able to integrate that with aftermarket head units for new vehicles, older vehicles. Anybody who wants to use the newest technology on their already owned vehicle,
we
can integrate that into their vehicles for sure.
So what you're saying is, like, if I have an older car, I can bring it in, and you can put all these other new technology stuff on the car, you mean?
Yes, absolutely.
So, like, so what kind of stuff can you put on? Like, the stuff that you can put it on. So tell us some of the stuff you can put it on to modernize my car.
To more modernize your car.
Yeah.
Hussein's got a really old car. It's a
Yes.
1962
I have a
Fiat 500.
I have a 1994 Mazda convertible.
Oh,
Nice.
there you go.
It's the
So,
MX-5.
okay.
So what can I
Miata.
do to that? A Miata.
Well, one of the things that we can definitely integrate for part of like the safety area would be, for instance, like a backup camera. Being able to have the safety of backing up and not having damage to that beautiful 1994 Mazda.
Slightly rusted. and where'd you put the screen?
Screen can either be integrated in multiple ways. So dash mount 4.3-inch display. We can do replace a stereo with a touchscreen video display where as soon as you put it into reverse, that reverse camera will turn on and automatically display that on the stereo.
Those ones are really cool. The where you have basically the touchscreen, so you can upgrade it to a lot of the newer systems now, like some of the Mazdas and BMWs, Mercedes. They have a lot of those touchscreen in dash, so you can basically upgrade an older vehicle and put one of these touchscreen units in there, and then also integrate. So you're saying we can integrate our backup camera and stuff like that into that.
Exactly.
Now, what if I have, say, for example, because I get asked this question all the time. They have a factory system with a screen in the dashboard. Let's use a BMW 5 Series, like a 2010 model
Is that your
year.
favorite car?
No, I'm just because someone asked me a couple of weeks ago.
Was it BMW?
Yeah, it was. It was BMW, and
okay.
it didn't have reverse camera on it, but it still had the center screen in the middle, so that what they call the iDrive, so the LCD screen. Do you guys have modules or ways of integrating it properly to that factory vehicle where it will not affect the rest of the electronics in the car?
So some of the vehicles, we actually have T-harnesses that will actually go in with the actual factory wiring. So we're actually not even changing any of the factory wiring. We're keeping it all fully intact.
Yeah.
It'll plug into the factory radio and give us video inputs.
Yeah.
Right into the radio.
Yeah.
And what it is, it will actually come with a backup camera. Some of them we can actually get OEM looking. So say, for instance, that 2010 BMW, maybe it came with a factory backup camera on higher end models.
Okay.
We can actually get and source some of those cameras that will make it look like it was factory and it was never an aftermarket option at any point in time.
Oh, that's fantastic. So
Wow,
go ahead.
That's
Lisa.
really cool.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's really, really cool.
Yeah, because
And
you
how
don't-
much is something like a backup camera? I mean, like,
They're anywhere from, about $68 all the way to there's $1,000 ones that are very fancy. Like you can get for instance, like an Audi Volkswagen where you kind of tap the handle in order to actually release it. Some of them will actually have the release mechanism built into the cameras and a whole brand new latch in the back with the camera built in. So it's 100% factory. People don't even know that it's an aftermarket component on some vehicles.
Well, and that's important too. I think because a lot of the time, you don't want this big old, VCR camcorder bolted to the back of your
in
trunk.
the back of your truck.
You want it really kind of integrated and looking factory, and that's always an important thing, especially with like a lot of my clients over at Hamilton Motor Works. They want something that's factory looking. And for example, say you're buying a used car at Mazda Stony Creek, and the car doesn't have a navigation unit. Can we put let's say it's give us an example of a
Mazda
3.
Yeah,
So Mazda 3 will have a factory nav, but customer comes in and they love the car Hussein has because it's bright cherry red Mazda 3, but it doesn't have navigation. And both Hussein and I know how cost prohibitive it is, especially when you're buying a used car, to get a factory navigation system put in. By the time you wire them up and buy your $5,000-$6,000, do you have a system for something like that? So say a Mazda 3 where it would kind of look like I'm just using that car as an example.
Well,
but
that's
something
actually-
that would look factory.
It is a good example. To be honest with you, actually, with all these new store builds and everything that we're doing, we actually had one of the construction workers said to me, this is still a thing. People are still putting car audio and everything in their vehicle. And I go, what vehicle do you have now? And he had a 2010 Mazda 3, believe it or not. And
Good guy.
So we actually talked to him, and I go, well, what are you looking at doing? He goes, well, my car's paid off, and I'm looking at a brand new Mazda 3, and because it has, all these new technologies that I want. And I go, did you know that we can actually put all those in there? And, it's, anywhere from, $2,000 to $3,000. You could just get it done, and you would have all these new technologies in your vehicle, and you don't even have to buy a new vehicle.
Yeah.
And he goes, I didn't even know you could do that.
See,
I thought I had to buy a brand new vehicle.
Exactly. So, and I think it's a really good point for our listeners is, if you've got a good car and you're looking at a newer vehicle because it has all this technology from the standpoint of, the Apple Car or the Android CarPlay, blind spot detection or dash cameras, in-dash screens, that type of stuff. You guys can install all that stuff and have it, basically seamlessly installed where it's not, it's not a guy with a big Sawzall cutting a hole in the center of the dashboard and just kind of stuffing a stereo in there anymore. You guys have all the correct face plates, and when you're putting the harness in, because I remember years ago, when car audio was big for putting big speakers in your car and all these other great sound systems. The nightmares that I saw over the years where people were, literally cutting holes in the dashboard and chopping up the wiring. That's not what you guys do. You guys are using factory integrated modules. Sorry, go ahead.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We are doing full factory integration to keep it to a factory look, like with not sticking out like a sore thumb. Having the integration dash kits to make it fit directly into the vehicle and make it look like it was supposed to be there, like it was there from day one, and not some eyesore that was put in aftermarket.
Oh, cool.
So one of the things, I'm just looking at a note here. So with Dodge vehicles, you guys can. So Chrysler uses their systems called Uconnect. So you guys can install systems with. You can retain the Uconnect system. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah. So I actually have a few customers come in with Dodge Caravans.
Okay.
And the Dodge Caravan is a very popular vehicle, and it has the Uconnect system from factory. And a lot of times they even have a factory backup camera, rear video.
Okay.
And once you change that radio out, most people are on the assumption you lose all those features.
Okay.
So we actually...
So your steering wheel controls will drop out and all that other stuff. So you guys are saying
we integrate with that. You actually have the option to use the Uconnect microphone with certain modules that we sell in certain head units that you buy, right?
Yeah.
Which are, what do they actually call it? It's a company called Maestro that will actually integrate with all that stuff. And I recently just did a Dodge Caravan. We integrated, kept his factory backup camera. We kept his rear video screen. Now the new aftermarket deck, you put a DVD in, it displays on the rear screen.
Yeah.
His steering wheel controls fully work, and even with the module, we can actually make the steering wheel controls do different functions. Like if you hold it for, say, a second, a long hold, you can get it to do other things.
So you guys are adding additional features onto the actual already factory installed buttons that are there.
Yeah.
Very, very cool.
Yeah, and we also can have certain controls actually show up. Like for instance, on that particular vehicle and that module we would use, say you have a check engine light on your vehicle.
Yeah.
You can actually clear it through your head unit.
Cool. That's actually really cool. So you're basically integrating an onboard diagnostic.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's very cool. So hold your thoughts. We just got to go to a break for a moment. So if you're listening and you have any questions on car audio, backup cameras, anything to do with dash cameras, blind spot recognition, give us a call, 905-645-3221. The boys at Visions Electronics would love to help out. We'll be back in a moment with more on The Auto Show.
This is The Auto Show with Kevin Tozer, sponsored by Mazda of Stony Creek on 900 CHML.
I've been driving all night, my hands wet on the wheel. There's a voice in my head that drives my heel. It's my baby calling, says I need you here. And it's 4:30 and I'm shifting gears.
Welcome back to The Auto Show. I'm your host, Kevin Tozer, and in the studio with me is Hussein Tatanchian and Benjamin Del Grosso and Troy Blakeland from Visions Electronics, and we're talking about everything car audio today, and backup cameras, car electronics, dash cams, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. If you had any questions, you can always give us a call at 905-645-3221 or star 9900 on your cell phone. And today we'll be asking a question later on. So for a lucky caller that calls in, we'll be giving away a $600 in-car speaker system. And sorry, guys, what model is it, or what's the manufacturer?
Hertz Audio.
So Hertz. We're giving away a Hertz Audio speaker system. So it's a $600 value. The boys from Visions Electronics were kind enough to bring that in today for one of our lucky listeners. So before we went to the break, we were talking about OEM integration and some of the stuff that you guys can actually do with car audio systems and or adding accessories to your vehicles with backup cameras. So We've got Randy actually just came on the phone, and he's got a question for the gentleman from Visions Electronics. Randy, are you there? Hey, Randy, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hi, Randy. What's your question for the guys at Visions Electronics?
I'm in the market to buy a Honda Fit, and the DX model is a lower downgrade, and the only problem is it doesn't come with the cruise control compared to the LX. Now, if I wanted to save some money, could I buy the DX and get an aftermarket cruise control installed?
That's a possibility that we can. I can actually look into that and whether or not we can actually do a cruise control. A lot of the vehicles are actually plug and play, or it will actually have factory stems that will go on the side of the column.
Yeah, the steering column. Yeah, exactly.
So some of them actually do. I'd have to verify whether or not we have anything. I haven't actually looked into cruise control in the last few months, but it's probably a popular thing at this time of year.
So if
But
you
if it's electronic, you could hook it up.
If it's electronic and there's something compatible that will actually communicate with the vehicle's computer safely, then that is something that we can do.
Perfect. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.
So thanks for calling. So you want to give your phone number, actually, if the listener wants to give a call to you guys, Visions Electronics.
I guess you got to go to your local store.
Yeah, would you go to the
area,
local store?
if
So
you
there
look
is.
up-
So there is a store in Hamilton.
That's correct.
Yeah, Hamilton.
Okay. So where is that on?
640 Queenston Road.
Okay, 640 Queenston Road. So if you go to 640 Queenston Road, they would be able to check and see what's available in the aftermarket for an actual system for that collar for the
That's
cruise
correct.
control.
Yeah, and their phone number is 905-296-1253 for our Hamilton location.
And your
perfect.
website? What's your website?
Our website is visions.ca.
That's an easy
Visions.ca.
one. Visions.ca.
And it's actually more than just stereo, huh? It sounds like it's like a whole load of stuff that you can put
Oh
on the
well,
car.
yeah. Like you're
can
talking with your backup cameras. So what blind spot detection? So what systems? How do you guys integrate that with the
Yeah.
car? Like, let's say if I have I don't know,
Honda Fit, which
yeah,
doesn't
a Honda
have
Fit.
any-
Say a Honda Fit that doesn't have blind spot recognition.
Yes.
What's involved in that process of
So
installing
with the actual
it? What is it?
blind spot detection, some of the vehicles we have to actually take off the rear bumper of the vehicle.
Okay.
It needs to actually mount it in the rear end of the vehicle, and mainly what it's for, there will actually indicators
Okay.
on that typically go right by your side view mirrors, so either on the door or on the A-pillar.
Okay.
And it's basically, if you're going to look at turning left into the left lane, what would happen is you would look over, and if your indicator is lit up or it's flashing, that means that somebody's in your blind spot. So it's actually giving you that information. Same as
Okay.
if you look to the right side, that thing will actually show up as well.
Okay. So it sounds like
It's non-intrusive. It's very cool.
Yeah, we've got another caller with a question on the line. Hello. Hello. We've got a caller on the line with another question. Henry. Henry, are you there?
I am here.
Hi, Henry.
How you doing?
Good. What's your question for the boys at Visions Electronics?
Okay, I have a 2012 Ford F-150 XTR.
Okay.
I'm wondering approximately what the cost would be to put a backup camera on it.
Well, with that, we have a couple different solutions that we can go down. Basic backup camera around your license plate would be an option, or we could actually take the tailgate handle latch out and replace it with a new tailgate handle latch with a backup camera mounted directly into that.
Ooh, so that's more of an OEM look to it.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
OEM look, like backup camera in that type of vehicle would start at about, I'd say about $298 plus your tax there.
Oh wow,
And
that's not expensive at all.
definitely achievable.
Yeah.
And going up to with a tailgate camera,
Yep.
maybe between the $400 to $600 mark.
So that's the fully integrated one with a brand new grab handle on the tailgate.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, wow. So there you go, Henry. Does that answer your question?
Appreciate it very much.
Yeah,
Thank
and
When
if
can
you're
we have his order?
yeah, when can we? And Henry, if you're interested, I don't know if you're in Hamilton, but they've got a location in Hamilton. We just gave out the address, but if you wanted that, you can always go to our website after, and all the information will be there.
Perfect.
Good
No,
luck,
I
Henry.
really appreciate that.
No
Thank
problem.
you.
Thanks for listening. Take
you.
care. So there you go. So factory integrated on your tailgate, on your F-150 backup camera. So it was around $450, $500 by the time
Exactly.
you're done, right? That's that's very, very reasonable.
That's reasonable.
Considering that it's factory integrated, and you're getting basically a new handle for the back tailgate too, which is really cool.
You got
Yeah.
stereos. We can do some cruise controls. We can do a review camera. What else?
Well, let's talk. Why don't we talk about some of the newer systems now that remote starters I find the OEMs are trying to catch up with the aftermarket, because I mean, aftermarket has had remote starters based on cell phone integration and stuff like that for years now. Let's talk a little bit about that. There's some cool things out there. Where you can start your car with your iPhone. What have you guys got for stuff like that?
Of course, yeah. We have start your car from your phone. Gives you unlimited range. Start your car from absolutely anywhere, and able to actually monitor your vehicle from your your phone
Hussein's
as well.
Down in Cancun on the beach, he can start his car for his wife in the garage, get it warmed up.
You can start it from the Florida beach, Mexico beach, any beach.
And if you can start the car, what else can you do with it?
Integrating with starters, so we can also do alarm systems. So hooking up to your door triggers, hood latches, and even shock sensors. So if you're on vacation and let's say somebody were to try and break into your vehicle, your phone is going to notify you.
Want to take your
very
car
cool.
for a joyride?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, exactly.
It sounds like we got actually another caller on the line. Hello.
Hello?
Hi there. How are you?
I'm all right.
You're on the air. Sorry, what's your name?
Kimoy.
Kimoy, how you doing, Kimoy? So what's
I'm
going
good.
on? What's your question?
My question is, I'm looking for like a estimate cost on what like a backup camera system with the how they call it, with the sensor to pick out the blind spots. What a cost like that would come to?
Okay, and what kind of vehicle do you have, Kimoy?
It's a BMW.
Okay, and what model?
It's an 04.
04, yeah. And is it car, truck, SUV?
It's a S5. A truck.
Oh, an X5. Okay. So Kimo's got an X5. So give us a rough guesstimate, because I know, just so that listeners know, these guys are kind of, going off of memory. So if they've never installed one, they'll kind of give you an average cost to, what these things are. So an average cost, so we're looking at backup camera and blind spot recognition. And with his blind spot, because they obviously go in the mirror, I believe, or would you be replacing the mirrors? How does that work?
The blind spot, actually, we would have to actually take off the whole rear bumper, so there's a lot of actually time involved with actually installing it, and it's a very expensive piece, but it's very good in terms of like what the OEM is doing. It's very cost effective compared to what the OEM is offering, right? So something like that with a backup camera, honestly, just off the top of the head, because it's a new and upcoming technology, it's probably anywhere from $1,500 to $2,000 with a backup camera.
That's with the backup camera and the blind spot.
It could be less. I'm just kind of going off, and that's like, don't get me wrong, you can always get things for less, but to get a good blind spot detection system that's going to work properly.
Now, how about if he just wanted a backup camera integrated into Sorry, go ahead.
Backup camera we established that it's around 500. Did you say?
Yeah,
Right.
so
Give or
about
take,
500.
yeah.
So about
Give or
$500
take.
for a fairly integrated one on most models.
Well, yeah, and on some of the BMWs, Audis, Volkswagen, some of those, sometimes they do need more a module that will integrate a little bit better with the factory radio. So sometimes, depending on year, make, model, we'd have to verify that.
Okay,
they can be $200-300 on top of the $400 to $600.
Okay, so
or it can be more. It depends, right?
So his best bet then is probably call the store, and they can give him an exact price. But you're figuring probably around $800 should get him something pretty decent.
It's a good for sure.
Yeah. So there you go, Kimo. So there's your answer. So around $800 or so, they figure they can, and I mean it's give or take. You'd have to call the store to get an accurate quote, but around $800 will get you a backup camera. And if you wanted a backup camera with the blind spot, you'd probably be closer to $1,500. But the guys are saying just give them a call at the store, because it's different kind of for each and every model depending on the modules they need. All right, Kimoy?
All right.
Thanks for calling. Appreciate it. Take care.
A remote starter. So how much is a remote starter, give or take?
Remote
like an average car.
Remote starts start at about $298 installed for your average car. So one of the big things that everybody's kind of going after now that we even find in the Ontario market, last year we started our advertising talking about how we have T harnesses that will make our installation less intrusive to when we install a car starter. A lot of people are big on not changing the OEM. So
let's explain to the listeners what a T harness is. What
because that's fine. I'm gonna
absolutely, because people are listening going, okay, a T harness, I don't even know what that means. So let's roll with that.
For instance, like a brand new Mazda 3, right?
Okay.
A vehicle like that has two harnesses that are about 50 pins of wiring in them each.
Okay.
And a typical installation without a T-harness, we're going into there and we're going to be cutting lots of wires and everything. And a lot of people don't like that. It might create problems for the Mazda dealership.
And nor does the Mazda
voids your
dealer
warranty,
avoid your
basically.
warranty on the wiring harness.
It causes some issues, yeah. So we typically, we definitely try and educate the customers that they should definitely buy a T-harness for that vehicle.
Okay.
That way we're being very less intrusive. We're barely making any connections. We might be taking 1 or 2 connections to the vehicle instead of like 20 like we would normally would.
Yeah.
It's very clean look. It's easy for a car dealership. For instance, it goes in, maybe it has a check engine light.
Yeah.
We can unplug the car starter pretty quickly
Yeah.
and eliminate that from the entire system, making it a lot easier for the dealership to do any kind of troubleshooting as well.
There you go. Very, very good point. Very good point.
Even adding to that, to give our customers all peace of mind is we offer within our policy when you purchase an installation through us and we install a car starter or anything into your vehicle, we have a lifetime warranty on all of our purchases that are installed into their vehicles.
Okay.
We will cover you across Canada. Whether you're on vacation in BC and had it installed in Ontario, we are going to take care of you. If you move across country, we will take care of you at any of our locations.
So this is a good point again. So I mean, when you're getting that system installed, you guys have the coverage for it. So
Absolutely.
if I'm in Ontario and I have an issue with my navigation system that you guys installed, and I'm on a family trip canoeing out in BC, and my navigation drops out, I can go to one of your Visions Electronics locations, and you guys will warranty that product.
Yep.
Yeah,
Of
that's
course.
And
that's
navigation.
fantastic.
Talking about navigation.
Yeah, navigation.
Good lead-in, Kevin.
No, thank you.
So tell us about navigation. How much are navigations? On
Yeah, because I mean,
Tuesday?
usually at a dealership, it used to be $4,000 or $5,000
Yeah.
on top of the car. Now you're looking at, I don't know, Hussein, what would you say, $2,500 to $3,000, depending
but
on the
if
make
the
and
car
model.
doesn't come with it, we don't even.
Well, I mean,
But it's-
to add
for-
that option.
for
Yeah.
Mazda, it's a $500, $575.
Option.
$575 option. Yes.
But to add it after at the dealership, forget it. It's
Yeah.
you're $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 sometimes on some of the cars.
Some of the cars don't have the screen to put the navigation in, which case it's very expensive. So how much would you?
Well, we do have one. We do have one car. We have a CarPlay deck, Apple CarPlay, where you can actually use your phone. Your phone will actually integrate with it. It starts as low as $298 plus all the parts and installation. But you can plug your Apple iPhone right into it. You can actually use maps right off of your phone live.
Okay.
Right, so they'll give you live traffic and everything like that. And that starts as low as $298 just for the unit.
So
Oh,
you
wow.
can put an
That's-
Apple CarPlay into your existing car. So if a car doesn't come with Apple CarPlay, you can put Apple CarPlay in it.
And
Is
the,
that what
and,
you-
the, and the question was great, like navigation solutions. Navigation has changed over the
Absolutely
time
it
here.
has,
We are more involved with our phones in this day than at any point in in history. And with all these different applications that are on our phones, we want to keep using this and the ability to be able to integrate this into our vehicle through Apple CarPlay. We can mirror those mapping systems from there onto the stereo and be able to fully control it within your vehicle, and also on the safety of not having your phone in your hand or using your phone, which could involve a ticket or unsafe driving.
Yeah.
and how about the
absolutely.
Androids?
Well, yeah, I use
Android
Android
Auto.
Auto actually in my vehicle every single day, and I get text messages all the time from people within the company, and I can respond live while I'm driving without touching hands free.
anything.
Complete hands-free.
That's
So you're just
fantastic.
talking to it.
So,
Just
guys,
talking
let's
to
hold
it.
that thought. We just got to go to a break, and we'll be back in a moment on the Auto Show. We're talking about in-car audio systems. We're talking about navigation and in-car entertainment and different features. So if you had a question, give us a call, 905-645-3221, star 9900. And when we get back from the break, we're going to have the question that will win you the $600 in-car speaker system. Back in a moment on the Auto Show.
You're listening to The Auto Show with Kevin Tozer, sponsored by Mazda of Stony Creek on 900 CHML.
Yeah, we're running a little bit hot tonight. I can barely see the road from the heat coming on. Reach down between my legs, ease the seat back.
Welcome back to the Auto Show on 900 CHML. I'm your host, Kevin Tozer, and in the studio with me is Hussein Tatanchian, as always, and Benjamin Del Grosso from Visions Electronics, and Troy Blakendale from Visions Electronics. So before the break, we were talking about integration and Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So we're going to talk a little bit about that, but I just want to again remind our listeners that we've got, actually I should probably give the question now. The question is, what's the difference between a tweeter and a sub? So if you call in the next couple of minutes, we have a $600 Hertz speaker system available to the first person that calls through and gives us the right answer of difference between a sub and a tweeter. So Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. Let's for our listeners, let's talk a little bit about that. What is Apple CarPlay and Android Auto? What are they? Troy, you seem to be a little bit more of an expert on that.
Apple CarPlay directly integrated with Apple phones. So what an aftermarket head unit is going to offer you if you have an Apple phone and you plug in or do wireless to your new stereo, you will have applications, for instance, like text messaging, phone calling, contact list, music, and especially GPS, all transferred over to your new stereo.
So it looks like your phone
is on your stereo.
Is on your stereo. Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
So you got to make it easy for old guys like that.
So with all the integrations to the Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, what's some of the, we were on the break, we were kind of talking about some of the cool stuff that's going to become available or is available already, with I guess Alexa, because a lot of people are talking about their smart homes and the Google Play. I know one of my family members, my father-in-law specifically, has a Google Play.
What's in it?
System that he can say, hey Google, play
Alexa.
this song.
Isn't it Alexa?
Well, no, there's Alexa too, or is it Alexa's?
Alexa and Google.
Alexa and Google, because I can't. The Alexa is through Amazon, I think. Is it
That's
not?
right.
And
Amazon.
Yeah,
What's the Google one?
Google one is
that's the
Google
question
Play.
that we should.
Yeah, but so that being said, what are some of the cool things you can do, or do you think are available in your car? Because I know, like, your home, you can turn with Alexa, you can turn your lights off, open your garage door. Can we do any cool stuff like that in our car?
It's all built around the safety and convenience of using voice. So whether calling Joe Smith, instead of you having to actually find the contact number within your phone or on your stereo, you hit a button on your steering control or directly on the stereo, and you can say, call Joe Smith, and it will complete that task for you. Mm-hmm. Another example through voice would be directions to Y area, and it will take you to that area without you having to put in that Visions Electronics, exactly, to get that new stereo.
and also you were saying it could read your text messages for you.
Yeah, you can use it. I use it personally for WhatsApp messages. So I actually get lots of WhatsApp messages, text messages. You can also, if you have Facebook Messenger, your Facebook Messenger messages will actually come through there, and you can respond to them hands-free.
So does it read it for you, or does it?
It will read it out to you.
Oh,
and it'll ask if you want to respond or not.
Oh, cool. I'm just going to give the number again for callers that want to answer that question for the difference between a sub and a tweeter. It's 905-645-3221, star 9900 on your cell phone. Sorry to interrupt. Back to our in-car audio systems. Oh, it looks like we actually have a caller. Jerry, what's the caller's name? Tyler. Hi, Tyler. What's the difference between a sub and a tweeter?
Okay, so I'm actually somebody who's heard of Visions Electronics before. Best place to go, 100%.
Okay.
They hooked me up with my car system.
Yeah.
So a tweeter is something that's going to get like a high-end sound. So, you're listening to music, you hear a drum set, it's going to be like your cymbals, your voices, stuff like that.
Okay.
A sub is going to be giving like your low tone. So you hear a bass guitar or a kick drum or something like that.
Okay.
It basically just gives them like the low tone of what you're hearing.
Okay, Benjamin, Troy, what do we have? Do we have a winner? Is that right?
That is right.
You got
That's awesome.
you got it. So you just won yourself a $600 Hertz speaker system from the guys
Visions
at
is the best.
Visions
I always
Electronics.
love the Vision.
So, Tyler, hang on the line. Jerry's going to take some information from you and tell you how to come pick your prize up. So, hang on the line. Don't hang up, Tyler.
And Tyler knows where to go install this.
Yeah, and if you, Tyler, if you want it installed,
know where
Visions
to go.
Electronics, they have 39 locations in Canada, so it's not going to be a problem getting it properly installed in your vehicle. Thanks for calling, Tyler, and just hang on the line. Jerry's going to get your information. There you go. So we've got a winner. Thanks for that, guys, for the speaker system. That's great. Our listeners, it's good to give something back to the people that are listening. So fantastic. One of the other things on the list that I kind of wanted to touch base with, we're kind of running out of time, some commercial stuff. So GPS tracking, fleet management, you guys also do this type of stuff. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, so we actually have one of the systems we actually have is Amber Connect.
Okay.
So it's actually a really good system. You can actually look at it on your phone, see where your vehicle is live, or if you have a fleet of, say, 5 vehicles, you could actually see where all 5 of them are. The other thing that's really cool for like a business professional that's driving around and needs to like expense their kilometers or their visits and that kind of stuff, you can actually separate on there every single one of your travels to personal or business.
Okay.
And it'll actually print off a thing at the end of the year for your taxes. It's actually pretty awesome.
Fantastic. Because I know with salespeople, especially if Revenue Canada wants to see your paperwork, if you've got a printout and you have a GPS tracking, so it makes it simple for you. Now, what's a
Really
system
easy.
like? What's a system like that worth to plug in your car that'll give you that report kind of monthly or at the end of the year?
I believe it's about $300 to $400 installed, and it includes 1 year of service.
Oh wow, that's fantastic! I mean that's for $300 to make sure that you have that necessary paperwork and documentation. That's fantastic.
And with that, we do a lot of estimates in stores.
Okay.
And for any sort of pricing, it does vary from one vehicle to the next.
Yeah.
But we really, the biggest thing is we will not be beat on price. We will make sure it's the most competitive.
Okay.
And make sure that we can get these
So
items into
do you guys have a
vehicles.
pricing policy or anything like that? Or
Oh,
it's
for
just
sure. We have a 30-day price guarantee on all of our purchases
Okay.
where we will beat any of our competitors by 15% of the difference.
So if I go
And we-
somewhere else and I see, hey, I just Visions Electronics installed some Hertz speakers on my vehicle and I paid $600 and I found them somewhere else for $550, you guys are going to do a price match.
Absolutely, we will.
Awesome.
We will not be beat. We will. We'll make sure that we're going to beat all pricings on the market here.
With that full warranty too.
With that full warranty,
and
that
national
does not
coverage.
change no matter
Yeah.
what. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're really looking to build relationships and customers for life.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're looking for any electronics, stopping by our store is definitely.
And
going
again,
to
I
be-
mean, we keep saying in-car entertainment. I mean, there's more to it than just car stereos. I mean, you guys are navigation, backup cameras, your fleet management, your tracking systems. I mean, anything. It sounds like anything electronic that you're going to add to your car, you guys basically cover it from A to Z.
A to Z.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So back a little bit on the GPS tracking. So fleet management. So someone that owns, say, a small electrical contracting company, or someone that owns, a delivery company or something like that that's got a couple trucks on the road. How does that system? What do you get purchasing one of those systems from you guys? What does it do? How does it work?
Well, there could be a couple different options if you're looking to track speed, time in vehicle, immediate stops. If like you're stopping quickly, it will track that information.
Mm-hmm.
But even for a big popular thing is going to be vehicle safety and protecting your investment, which is where we do a lot of dash cams, which has been the up and growing product.
That's
in
a
the
big
car audio
thing
industry.
now. So dash cams outside of the car. So for if you're in a vehicle collision, and basically it's going to record that collision, and then if it's not your fault, you can forward that digital documentation to your insurance company.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's there to protect you as and your investment, even for collision. If you have your vehicle parked overnight, it has sensors built into it where it will sense impact.
Oh wow! Okay.
And it will automatically start recording. So if you have a hit and run.
Oh, okay. So parked in a parking lot, someone backs into you, and wham! You're going to record that. Possibly get a license plate number too.
Exactly, and you won't be hit with with an expensive bill on your license because it wasn't your fault.
Oh, that's interesting.
That is interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. So
it can be on YouTube.
Exactly. Yeah.
So lots of stuff from Visions Electronics. It looks like we just got to go to a break, and we'll be back in a moment. If you had any questions for the guys at Visions Electronics, 905-645-3221, star 9900 in your cell phone. We will be back with more on the Auto Show on 900 CHML.
He's kind of a know-it-all when it comes to the auto industry. That's kind of why he has his own show. This is the Auto Show with Kevin Tozer, sponsored by Mazda of Stony Creek on 900 CHML.
Welcome back to the Auto Show on 900 CHML, and we're in the studio with the gentleman from Visions Electronics, and we've talked about everything in-car entertainment, safety, all the different products that you guys sell and install, and your warranty coverages. So we've only got about 2 minutes left in the show, so if we wanted to get something installed, we've had a couple of callers. What's the best way to locate one of your stores? Give us some contact info. How do we find that?
We go right to the website, visions.ca.
Okay.
Store locator on there. You can call us directly at each of the stores.
So each store, so the 39 locations are all that contact is on the website.
Exactly. And right here in Hamilton, phone number 905-296-1253.
Okay.
And even on that note, another location coming up. I know we're right neighbors here to Burlington.
Yep.
Which will actually be open in the next couple of weeks here.
Oh, wow. So another store opening up in Burlington.
Yeah,
so
it's going to be right around the corner.
Any grand opening sales or anything like that down there?
We'll have it. We'll have it coming. So absolutely. Keep your eyes out.
Check in July and check back on their website because you'll maybe have some specials and get down there and get some in-car electronics installed. Maybe an Apple CarPlay system or some sort of integrated backup camera or something like that. Check with the gentleman at Visions Electronics, and the website again was
visions.ca.
Visions.ca. Very, very easy. Gentlemen, thank you for being on the show.
Thank
Benjamin
you.
Del Grosso and Troy Blakendale, thanks so much for being on the show. Visions Electronics, and thanks for giving away that great speaker system.
For sure.
Hussein, as always,
yes.
Thanks for being with me this week.
Thanks for inviting.
If we want to get a new Mazda with maybe an integrated backup camera on it, where do we go?
Mazda of Stony Creek, 347 Centennial Parkway North.
That's how you get a hold of Hussein. And if you want to get a hold of me, it's Kevin Tozer, 290 Crockett Street, Hamilton Motorworks, 905-645-905. Oh, I forgot the number. HamiltonMotorworks@gmail.com. I've got the phone number here in my head. So HamiltonMotorworks@gmail.com. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week on the Auto Show on 900 CHML.